So it's week 2 in November. Today technically is the 8th, and I'm starting my new book. First time reading this author, Nick Cutter, The Deep. For me to stay on track to read it in a week, I have to read 45 pages a day. So since I finished my first book early, Bones and All, check out the review, it's already up. I'm gonna go ahead and start this early. So pretty excited. I'm going in it blind, don't know for sure what's it about. The font is little, so I'm gonna let Orcam do the work for me. And where that, it's aisle description, so it reads the text for me. And I can put on my glasses and have the feeling of reading. But yeah, pretty excited. Another scary book, I think. So I'm going to show you one of the apps I use. It's called Seeing AI to read one of my books. Check it out.
Voiceover on. New search suggestions available. New Era Legacy. Seeing AI. National best-selling author. Nick Cutter. Utterly Terrifying. Clive Barker. The Defeb. A novel. Malorny. Nick Sider. The Pep. 8. The was UN. Point W. D2. Ing lives, down. Luke was unaware of the exact point when it began to snow. Marine snow. According to Al. The detritus of animal and plant life. That had died miles above. It fell steadily through each zone of the ocean. Down and down. Shredding into flakes. Leached of pigment until it became bone white. A snow of death. It fell without cease. Each flake composed of lace-edged rags of resh and bone and gut. Looking at it, Luke thought Nick Cutter.
So I've been slacking on my reading. Just stressing a lot of stuff going at work. But now I'm a crunch down because I still want to adhere to reading a book a week. So to recalibrate, since I have been slacking, in order for me to finish this by this Sunday, I have to now read 62 pages a day. This is where I'm at. 62 pages a day. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. This manifests confidence. I feel myself that I'll be able to do this. And if not, that's okay. I will keep reading. So it's my lunch break. So I'm going to do some little reading since I have to read 62 pages. But I wanted to show you another assistive device I use. It's called Orcam. You do need to wear like wide arms so that way the contraption can connect to it. My wireframes obviously can't do that, but this is prescription glasses with my neural lens, so it's totally fine. This is a camera. This is bone conduction. So I pointed to the text and it reads it. There's different ways I can do it. It also tells me if I'm in front of people, I can point it to them and click it. It lets me know how many people are in front of me. Gives me a approximate distance, let me know if it's a girl or a female. I can also record, and if there's people that I hang around with all the time, take their picture and save it, and anytime I point it to them and direct it, it will let me know what I saved. Hey, this is so and so. Hey, this is so and so. It doesn't say hey, but this is so and so. This is so and so. So that kind of helps me because I have no central vision. I can't see the face in front of me. So I'm going to go ahead, try to dig deep. I'm not going to finish 62 pages in an hour. That's just not going to happen. That's not the rate I go. It's kind of like Siri. You can speed it up, you can slow it down. I just have it at regular speed and a British accent. I don't know. Something rubs me the right way to have a different accent. I might do Australian next time. Anything but the Siri robotic voice drives me crazy. It gives me sensory overload. But let's see how many pages I can get during this lunch hour. So I didn't make my goal And you know what? I'm not going to beat myself up about it. Reading is supposed to be fun, and the minute it starts feeling like work or a chore, I'm not going to do it. So I didn't read this weekend. I went hiking. I was outside. I was with my family. That's what I wanted to do. But I decided to pick them back up. It's Monday, our day at work, and just unwind. So don't beat yourself up about it if you don't meet your reading goal. It's okay. The book is still here. The words are still written. You're not missing out on anything. So I read during my lunch hour, and I made a good dent. If I read this amount tomorrow, I only have this amount left, so I can hopefully be done by Friday. I'm liking it so far. I'm enjoying it. So yeah, it's more cerebral scariness than an actual boogeyman under the water, which I like. So it's Monday. I finally finished it. What's the rating I would give this? A 3 out of 5. And I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to put it in my giveaway pile. It's more of a psychological, not even a horror. It's like a sci-fi, more type of feeling. The main characters are brothers. Clayton is the brilliant scientist, and his brother, who is a veterinarian by the name of Luke. Army women who mans the sub to get him down to the bottom of the ocean. Her name is Alice, but he calls her Al for short. That's what she tells him. A couple other scientists, Dr. Westlake, Dr. Toy. There's another scientist down there as well. Basically, it opens up with the world coming down with almost post-apocalyptic, of like a disease taking over the world and killing people, and it's called the Gits, and people basically forget everything, how to do breathing, everything. It advances to the point where they die, but that's not the main focus of the book. That's kind of just like a snippet, like a background white noise. The main thing is this particular lab at the bottom of the ocean, 8 miles deep, very pressurized, very dangerous, very isolating. You feel the isolation. You definitely feel the isolation. So they're trying to find a cure for this new disease, the Gits, and they discover something intriguing, otherworldly down there that may have promised to be a cure. So, but Luke, there's family trauma in this too, because they go back into their memories. This subterranean, like under the water lab, plays tricks on their minds and have them think of their past and their memories. But it's family trauma. The scientist brother Clayton is very, very closed off. He doesn't have any emotions. He's very, very analytical. Everything is a puzzle to solve. Just have to find the right key to unlock it. He has no attachment. I will give a warning. There is animal brutality in here, which I find very hard to read, because they're scientists, so they take animals down there with them, and 2 beautiful labs. And I have a lab, so that part I had to skim over because they don't survive. None of the animals do. Which is they kind of throw him away. Like, he is an anchor for Luke when he goes down there of his sanity. He meets him when he gets down to the alien-looking laboratory that looks like a disjointed spider. And the dog tries to save him and kills himself and sacrifices himself, which I hate. But anyway, but none of the animals survive. No one really actually survives at all. In the family trauma, that's kind of a big key to this book, is the veterinarian Luke. He had a young son, and they were at a park, and he went missing, and they never found him. So that weighs on his heart. And there's things in his childhood, like he has like a great imagination. He thinks he sees a monster in a trunk that his mother gave him. His mother was abusive emotionally, physically. Yeah, a lot of family trauma, which is a great petri dish for this lab under the sea. And everybody dies. Basically, at the end of it, he faces two alien beings, and it's a game. They were bored. The thing that they discovered down there, they called the ambrosia, was bait, something that they knew they had to bring down there. And the key was his brother Clayton to get down there, but not what you think. They wanted to bait him to bring him down there because he was analytical. He's more like they are, so they only brought him down as bait for his brother. The reason why Luke went down there, because you would think, why in the world would a veterinarian go after his brother? Obviously, they lost communication. The top side did. They didn't know what's going on. The cameras were off. They're not responding. But why would you pick a random, not a scientist and not a rescue team to go down there? Why would you? That's one part of the story that still is like, so you send one person in a veterinarian because you get a message from Clayton saying, I need you. It's totally out of his character. He doesn't need anybody. But that's part of the story you're just going to have to dispel. But, so he goes down there and he loses himself. They brought his brother down to bring him down, because the one thing that they wanted to experience was love. And Clayton was basically a human robot. He had no feelings, but they fed off of Clayton's fear being in certain situations in the dark, and totally isolated, have that feeling of things are chasing him, his mind playing tricks on him, watching people die left and right. Al dies, Alice, everybody dies. The doctors die, everybody dies. And they say at the end that, Clayton wanted to stay down there and be with them. That's the type of person he was. Oh, and by the way, he killed his mom because his mom abused him sexually. But they let him go back up, but they on their terms. And Luke even said in a childlike manner, he's like, I just want to go home. I want to see the sun again. And the one key of their puzzle for him to accept their arrangement is that they took credit for stealing his son. But you could read in between the lines, they didn't do it. But they knew that was the way to get him to do what they want him to do. And they project an image of his son in the very last minute before he takes over this demon baby thing, infant thing, takes over his body. He gets a sliver of, you're not who you are, said you are. And that's the big thing that's written on, like, when they first discover, when the scientists try to escape, and he wrote down the wall, you're not who you say you are. And when he went down there, Luke, before one of the scientists killed himself or got killed, being squished by the ceiling, don't ask. He's like, who are you? Making sure that you are who you are. But when his son takes over him, he realized that that's not his son. But he has so much bliss and happiness because he loves his son so much and he missed him so much, he let go. So they let him go to the surface, but what emerges is not human. And that's where it ends. So I like the sci-fi element. You definitely feel claustrophobic. There's so much going on with the family drama and the post-apocalyptic part of it, and then dealing with the ambrosia and then the aliens. It was just like they threw everything in the pot and stirred it. So that's why I gave it a 3, right in the middle. It took me forever to get through it. It felt like work. And that's the reason why I'm putting it in the giveaway pile. But I'm finally finished.